The Second Treatise of the Great Seth, from the Gnostic Bible, Gnostic texts of mystical wisdom from the ancient and medieval worlds. This audio presentation is read and voiced by Shakim Ra and is provided to the public by Amin Ra University. The work entitled Second Treatise of the Great Seth is a fascinating Gnostic text with the most peculiar title. It is called the Second Treatise, Logos, but it is not really a treatise, and we know of no first treatise, and it is attributed to Seth, whose name occurs nowhere in the document itself. If Jesus is assumed to be a manifestation of Seth, that might begin to help explain the title of the text. The Second Treatise of the Great Seth is a Gnostic meditation presented as a revelation of Christ on the meaning of the life and particularly the death of Jesus the Anointed and the relationship between Gnostic believers and the emerging Orthodox Church. The meditation has Jesus tell the story of his career, his beginnings in the divine assembly, his descent into this world, and adoption of a body, his dealings with the cosmic rulers of this world, his crucifixion, or what seemed to be his crucifixion, and finally, his ascent back home to the divine fullness. As in the Coptic revelation of Peter, the Nag Hammadi text that follows the Second Treatise of the Great Seth in Codex VII, the heavenly Christ's death is said to have never happened. Jesus was thought by some to have suffered and died, but the rulers got the wrong man. The Second Treatise of the Great Seth says, rather like Basilides, according to Irenaeus of Lyon, that Simon of Cyrene, who in Mark 15:21, Matthew 27:32, and Luke 23:26 is enlisted to help Jesus carry the cross, was involved in events leading up to the crucifixion, and that another, perhaps Simon, perhaps the body that Jesus adopted, was crucified while Jesus stood above it all, laughing at the ignorance and foolishness of the rulers. Similar interpretations may be found in the Quran and other Islamic accounts of the death or apparent death of Isa, that is, Jesus. So polemicizes against those who think that they are advancing the name of Christ, but end up persecuting the Gnostics who, Jesus says, have been liberated by me. These hostile people in the emerging Orthodox Church, the text claims, are confused in their Christology, and they proclaim a doctrine of a dead man, according to which they believe, quite mistakenly, that they should worship, follow, and imitate a dead, crucified Christ. Unlike the Gnostics, Jesus observes, they do not have the knowledge of the greatness that is from above and from a fountain of truth. The Second Treatise of the Great Seth is another text from the Nag Hammadi library, and like other texts in the collection, it was composed in Greek. Gregory Riley suggests a date of composition in the second half of the 2nd century, in part on the basis of the characterization of the opponents in the emerging Orthodox Church as small or few, of little account, and ignorant or uninstructed. He guesses that Alexandria may be a possible place of composition. The Second Treatise of the Great Seth does not give a systematic treatment of its Gnostic themes, but some ideas of Sethian and Valentinian character may be identified. Many of the characters in the Second Treatise of the Great Seth are also present in the secret Book of John and other Gnostic texts in this volume. The Second Treatise of the Great Seth The perfect majesty is at rest in the ineffable light, in the truth of the mother of all these, and all of you that attain to me alone who am perfect, because of the Word. For I exist with all the greatness of the Spirit, which is a friend to us and our kindred alike. Since I brought forth a word to the glory of our Father through his goodness, as well as an imperishable thought, that is, the word within him. It is slavery that we should die with Christ, with imperishable and undefiled thought. This is an incomprehensible marvel, the writing of the ineffable water, which is the word from us. I am in you, and you are in me, just as the Father is in you in innocence. Let us gather in assembly together. Let us visit that creation of his. Let us send someone forth in it, so that he may visit the thoughts in the regions below. And I said these things to the whole multitude of the great assembly of the rejoicing majesty. The whole house of the Father of truth rejoiced that I am the one who is from them. I reflected upon the thoughts that came out of the undefiled spirit about the descent upon the water, that is, the regions below. And they all had a single mind, since it is from one source. They ordered me, and because I was willing, I came forth to reveal the glory to my kindred and my fellow spirits. For those who were in the world had been prepared by the will of our sister Sophia, she who is a whore, because of her innocence that has not been uttered. And she did not ask anything from the realm of awe, nor from the greatness of the assembly, nor from the pleroma, when she previously came forth to prepare lodgings and places for the Son of Light and the fellow workers. She took materials from the elements below to build bodily dwellings for them. But having come into being in an empty glory, they ended in destruction in their dwellings in which they were. Since they were prepared by Sophia, they stand ready to receive the life-giving word of the ineffable one and the greatness of the assembly of all those who persevere in those who are in me. I visited a bodily dwelling. I cast out the one who was in it first, and I went in, and the whole multitude of the rulers became troubled, and all the matter of the rulers as well as all the powers born of the earth were shaken, when they saw the likeness of the image, since it was mixed. And I was the one who was in the image, not resembling him who was in the body first, for he was an earthly man, but I am from above the heavens. I did not refuse them even to become Christ, but I did not reveal myself to them in the love that was coming forth from me. I revealed that I am a stranger to the regions below. There was a great disturbance in the whole earthly area with confusion and flight, as well as in the plan of the rulers. And some were persuaded when they saw the wonders that were being accomplished by me, and all those fled, those of the race that descended from the one who fled from the throne to the Sophia of hope, since she had earlier given the sign concerning us, and all the ones with me, those of the race of Idonos. Others also fled, as though sent from the world ruler, and those with him, and brought every kind of punishment upon me. And there was a flight of their mind about what they would counsel concerning me, thinking that their own greatness is all, and speaking false witness, moreover, against the human and the whole greatness of the assembly. It was not possible for them to know who is the Father of truth, the human of greatness. They took the name because of contact with ignorance, which is a burning and a vessel created to destroy Adam, whom they had made, in order to cover up those who are theirs in the same way. But they, the rulers of the place of Yaldabaoth, revealed the realm of the angels, which human beings were seeking because they did not know the human of truth. For Adam, whom they had formed, appeared to them, and a fearful disturbance came about throughout their entire dwelling, lest the angels surrounding them rebel. For on account of those who were offering praise, I died, but not really, because their archangel was vacuous. And then a voice of the world ruler came to the angels. I am God, and there is no other God but me. But I laughed joyfully when I examined his conceit. But he went on to say, Who is the human? And the entire host of his angels who had seen Adam and his dwelling were laughing at his smallness, and thus did their thought come to be removed outside the majesty of the heavens, away from the human of truth, whose name they saw, since he is in a small dwelling place. They are foolish and senseless in their empty thought, namely their laughter, and it was contagion for them. The whole greatness of the fatherhood of the Spirit was at rest in its places, and I was with him, since I have thought of a single emanation from the eternal ones and the unknowable ones, undefiled and immeasurable. I placed the small thought in the world, having disturbed them and frightened the whole multitude of the angels and their ruler. And I was visiting them all with fire and flame because of my thought, and everything pertaining to them was brought about because of me. And there came about a disturbance and a fight around the seraphim and cherubim, since their glory will fade, and there was confusion around Adonios on both sides, and around their dwelling, up to the world ruler, and the one who said, Let us seize him. Others again said, The plan will certainly not materialize. For Adonios knows me because of hope, and I was in the mouths of lions. And as for the plan that they devised about me to release their error and their senselessness, I did not succumb to them as they had planned. And I was not afflicted at all. Those who were there punished me, yet I did not die in reality but in appearance, in order that I not be put to shame by them, because these are my kinfolk. I removed the shame from me, and I did not become faint-hearted in the face of what happened to me at their hands. I was about to succumb to fear, and I suffered merely according to their sight and thought, so that no word might ever be found to speak about them. For my death, which they think happened to them in their error and blindness, since they nailed their man unto their death. Their thoughts did not see me, for they were deaf and blind. But in doing these things they condemned themselves. Yes, they saw me, they punished me. It was another, their father, who drank the gall and the vinegar. It was not I. They struck me with the reed. It was another, Simon, who bore the cross on his shoulder. It was another upon whom they placed the crown of thorns. But I was rejoicing in the height over all the wealth of the rulers and the offspring of their empty glory, and I was laughing at their ignorance. And I subjected all their powers, for as I came downward, no one saw me, for I was altering my shapes, changing from form to form. And so, when I was at their gates, I assumed their likeness, for I passed them by quietly, and I was viewing the places, and I was neither afraid nor ashamed, for I was undefiled. And I was speaking with them, mingling with them through those who are mine, and trampling on those who are harsh to them with zeal, and quenching the flame. And I was doing all these things because of my desire to accomplish what I desire by the will of the Father above. And the Son of the Majesty, who was hidden in the region below, we brought to the height where I am with all these eons, which no one has seen or known, where the wedding of the wedding robe is, the new one and not the old, which does not perish, for it is a new and perfect bridal chamber of the heavens. And I have revealed that there are 3 ways, which are an undefiled mystery and a spirit of this eon, which does not perish, nor is it fragmentary, nor able to be spoken of. Rather, it is undivided, universal, and permanent. For the soul, the one from the height, will not speak about the error that is here, nor transfer from these eons, since it will be transferred when it becomes free and endowed with nobility in the world, standing before the Father without weariness and fear, always mixed with the mind of power and of form. They will see me from every side without hatred, for since they see me, they are being seen and are mixed with them. Since they did not put me to shame, they were not put to shame. Since they were not afraid before me, they will pass by every gate and will be perfected in the third glory. It was my cross that the world did not accept, my apparent exaltation, my third baptism in a revealed image. When they had fled from the fire of the seven authorities and the sun of the power of the ruler Seth, darkness overtook them, and the world became poor. After they bound him with many restraints, they nailed him to the cross, and they fastened him with 4 nails of brass. The veil of his temple he tore with his hands. There was a trembling that overcame the chaos of the earth. For the souls that were in the sleep below were released, and they arose. They walked about boldly, having shed jealousy of ignorance and unlearnedness beside the dead tombs. Having put on the new human, having come to know that perfect blessed one of the eternal, and the incomprehensible Father, and the infinite light, which is I. When I came to my own and united them with myself, there was no need for many words, for our thought was with their thought. Therefore they knew what I was saying, for we took counsel about the destruction of the rulers, and therefore I did the will of the Father, who is I. After we left from our home and came down to this world, and came into being in the world in bodies, we were hated and persecuted, not only by those who are ignorant, but also by those who think they are advancing the name of Christ, since they were unknowingly empty, not knowing who they are, like dumb animals. They persecuted those who have been liberated by me, since they hate them, those who, should they shut their mouth, would weep with a profitless groaning because they did not fully know me. Instead, they serve 2 masters, even a multitude. But you will become victorious in everything, in war and battles, jealous division and wrath. In the uprightness of our love, we are innocent, pure and good, since we have the mind of the Father in an ineffable mystery. For it was ludicrous. It is I who bear witness that it was ludicrous, since the rulers do not know that this is an ineffable union of undefiled truth, as exists among the children of light, of which they made an imitation, having proclaimed the doctrine of a dead man and lies, so as to resemble the freedom and purity of the perfect assembly, and, having joined themselves in their doctrine of fear and slavery, worldly cares, and abandoned worship, being small and ignorant, since they do not contain the nobility of the truth. For they hate the one in whom they are and love the one in whom they are not, for they did not know the knowledge of the greatness that is from above, and from a fountain of truth, and not from slavery and jealousy, fear and love of worldly matter. For that which is not theirs and that which is theirs they use fearlessly and freely. They do not desire because they have authority, and they have a law from themselves over whatever they will wish. But those who have not are poor, that is, those who possess nothing and yet desire something. And they lead astray those who, through them, have become like those who possess the truth of their freedom, so as to bring us under a yoke and constraint of care and fear. This person is in slavery, and one who is brought by constraint of force and threat has been guarded by God, but the entire nobility of the fatherhood is not guarded, since he guards what is his own by himself, without word and constraint. He is united with his will, he who belongs only to the thought of the fatherhood, to make it perfect and ineffable through the living water, to be with you mutually in wisdom, not only in word of hearing, but in deed and fulfilled word. For the perfect ones are worthy to be established in this way, and to be united with me, in order that they may not share in any enmity. In a good friendship, I accomplish everything through the good one, for this is the union of the truth, that they should have no adversary, but everyone who brings division, and such a one will learn no wisdom at all, because he brings division and is not a friend, is hostile to them all. But one who lives in harmony and friendship of brotherly love, naturally and not artificially, completely and not partially, this person is truly the desire of the Father. This is the universal one and perfect love. For Adam was a laughingstock, since he was made a counterfeit type of man by the realm of seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. We are innocent with respect to him, since we have not sinned. And Abraham and Isaac and Jacob were laughingstock, since they, the counterfeit fathers, were given a name by the realm of seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. We are innocent with respect to him, since we have not sinned. David was a laughingstock, and that his son was named the human son, having been influenced by the realm of seven, as if he had become stronger than the fellow members of my race and me. But we are innocent with respect to him. We have not sinned. Solomon was a laughingstock, since he thought that he was Christ, having become vain through the realm of seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to him. I have not sinned. The 12 prophets were laughingstocks, since they have come forth as imitations of the true prophets. They came into being as counterfeits through the realm of seven, as if he had become stronger than my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to it, since we have not sinned. Moses, a faithful servant, was a laughingstock, having been named the friend, since they perversely bore witness concerning him who never knew me. Neither he nor those before him, from Adam to Moses and John the Baptizer, none of them knew me or my brothers. For they had a doctrine of angels, to observe dietary laws and bitter slavery, since they never knew truth, nor will they know it. For there is a great deception upon their soul, making it impossible for them to ever find a mind of freedom in order to know him, until they come to know the human Son. Now concerning my Father, I am he whom the world did not know, and because of this, the world rose up against my brothers and me. But we are innocent with respect to it. We have not sinned. For the ruler was a laughingstock, because he said, I am God, and there is none greater than I. I alone am the Father, the Lord, and there is no other God but me. I am a jealous God, who brings the sins of the fathers upon the children for 3 and 4 generations. As if he had become stronger than my brothers and me, but we are innocent with respect to him, in that we have not sinned, since we mastered his teaching. Thus he is in an empty glory, and does not agree with our Father, and so through our fellowship we overcame his teachings, since he was vain and in empty glory, and he does not agree with our Father, for he was a laughingstock with judgment and false prophecy. O you who do not see your blindness, that this is who was not known. They have never known him, nor have they known about him. They did not listen to a reliable report. Therefore they proceeded in a judgment of error, and they raised their defiled and murderous hands against him, as if they were beating the air. And the senseless and blind ones are always senseless, always being slaves of law and earthly fear. I am Christ, the human Son, the one from you who is in you. I am despised for your sake, in order that you yourselves may forget what is subject to change. And do not become female, lest you give birth to evil and its brothers, jealousy and division, anger and wrath, fear and a divided heart, an empty, non-existent desire. But I am an ineffable mystery to you. Then, before the foundation of the world, when the whole multitude of the assembly came together upon the places of the realm of 8, when they had taken counsel, they married spiritually, which is in union, and thus he was perfected in the ineffable places by a living word, and the undefiled wedding was consummated through the mediation of Jesus, who inhabits them all and possesses them, who abides in an undivided power of love, and turning, he appears to himself as the one of all these, a thought and a father, since he is one, and he stands over against them all, since he as a whole came forth alone. And he is life, since he came from the Father of ineffable and perfect truth, the Father of those who are there, the union of peace and a friend of good things, and life eternal and undefiled joy, in a great harmony of life and faith, through eternal life, fatherhood, and motherhood and sisterhood and rational wisdom. They had agreed with the mind who stretches out and will stretch out in joyful union, and is trustworthy and faithfully listens, and that is in fatherhood and motherhood, in rational brotherhood and wisdom. And this is a wedding of truth, and a repose of incorruption, in a spirit of truth, in every mind, and a perfect light, in an unnameable mystery. But this is not, nor will it happen among us, in any region or place in division and breach of peace, but it is in union and a banquet of love, all being perfected in the one who is. It also happened in the places under heaven for their reconciliation, those who knew me in salvation and undividedness, and those who existed for the glory of the Father and the truth, having been separated, blended into the one through the living word. And I am in the spirit and the truth of the motherhood, since unity was there, just as I was among those who are united in the friendship of friends forever. They know neither hostility at all nor evil, but are united by my knowledge in word and peace, which exists in perfection with everyone and in them all. And those who assume the form of my type will assume the form of my word. Indeed, these will come forth in light forever, and in friendship with each other in the Spirit, since they have known in every respect and indivisibly that the one who is one. And all of these are one, and thus they will learn about the one, as well as the assembly, and those dwelling in it. For the Father of all of these exists, being immeasurable and immutable, mind and word and division and envy and fire. And he is entirely one, being all with them all in a single doctrine, because all these are from a single spirit. O unseeing ones, why did you not know the mystery rightly? But the rulers around Yaldabaoth were disobedient because of the thought who went down to him for her sister Sophia. They made for themselves a union with those who were with them in a mixture of a fiery cloud, which was their envy, and the rest, who were brought forth by their creatures, as if they had bruised the noble pleasure of the assembly, and therefore they revealed a mixture of ignorance in a counterfeit image of fire and earth, and a murderer, since they are small and untaught, without knowledge, having dared these things, but having not understood that light has fellowship with light, and darkness with darkness, and the corruptible with the perishable, and the imperishable with the incorruptible. Now, these things I have presented to you, I, Jesus Christ, the human Son, who is exalted above the heavens, O perfect and incorruptible ones, because of the incorruptible and perfect and ineffable mystery. But they think that we decreed them before the foundation of the world, in order that when we emerge from the places of the world, we may present there the symbols of incorruption from the spiritual union with knowledge. You do not know this because of the fleshly cloud overshadowing you. But I alone am the friend of Sophia. I have been in the bosom of the Father from the beginning, in the place of the children of the truth and the greatness. Rest then with me, my fellow spirits, and my brothers and sisters, forever. The Three Steles of Seth, from the Gnostic Bible, Gnostic texts of mystical wisdom from the ancient and medieval worlds. This audio presentation is read and voiced by Shakim Ra. It is provided to the public by Amun-Ra University. Like other Sethian texts, the Three Steles of Seth is a text featuring the salvation of the offspring of Seth. The three steles praise each member of the divine family in turn. The invisible Father, addressed, as in the secret book of John, as the One, or Monad, the Five, the Ineffable, his counterpart Barbello, and the self-conceived child. The Jewish historian Josephus recounts a story of how the descendants of Seth preserved the wisdom of Adam, Eve, and Seth by inscribing it on two steles of brick and stone in order to preserve it through hail and high water. This legend becomes the occasion for explaining the origin of the present text, in which the original two steles may become three to allow for praise to the threefold nature of the divine family. A similar legend may suggest that Hermetic texts were also preserved on steles, and thus were communicated to later generations. This legend is recounted in the Discourse on the 8th and the 9th. The Three Steles of Seth claims to be the original set of divine hymns of praise formulated through heavenly Seth and his father, Gorodamus, and recovered as a latter-day collection of hymns. Reading them, it is easy to imagine the Gnostic Sethian community at worship offering hymns of praise to the divine family. The text concludes with instructions for the use of the hymns. They are to be used in a liturgy of ecstatic assent, inviting the worshiper to approach God, see God, and learn about things infinite and return from assent. The contents of the hymns recall other texts written in the spirit of Seth, such as the secret book of John, the vision of the foreigner, the sermon of Zostranios and Marsanes. The Three Steles of Seth reflects Jewish and Neoplatonic philosophical ideas, the latter particularly in the numerous references to the Neoplatonic triad of existence, life, and mind. The Three Steles of Seth was likely composed in Greek. The date and place of composition are unknown, though Alexandria, Egypt, is as likely a place of composition as any other that has been proposed, since the Neoplatonic philosopher Plotinos taught a course about the Gnostics in 265 to 66 CE, and his student Porphyry mentions Zostrianos, the foreigner, Allogenes, and other Gnostic works. The first half of the 3rd century has been proposed as a plausible time of composition. The Three Steles of Seth. The revelation of Dositheos about the Three Steles of Seth, father of the living and unshakable race. He remembered what he had saw, understood, and read, and gave it to the chosen just as it was written there. Often I have joined in glorifying with the powers, and I was considered worthy by the immeasurable majesties. The steles are as follows. The first stele of Seth. I praise you, Father Gerodimus, I, your son, and Marcus Seth, whom you produce without generation for the praise of our God. I am your son, and you are my mind. O my Father, I have sown and produced, but you have seen the majesties, and have stood endlessly. I praise you, Father. Praise me, Father. Because of you I am. Because of God you are. Because of you I am with him. You are light, and you see light. You have revealed light. You are a Maratheus. You are my Merotheos. I praise you as God. I praise your divinity. Great is the good one, self-conceived, who stood, the God who was first to stand. You came in goodness. You appeared, and you revealed goodness. I shall speak your name. You are a primary name. You are unborn. You have appeared to reveal the eternal. You are who is, so you have revealed those who really are. You are uttered by a voice, but by mind you are glorified. You are powerful everywhere, so the world of senses also knows you, because of you and your seed. You are merciful and from another race, and it is placed over another race. Now you are from another race, and it is placed over another race. You are from another race. You are different. You are merciful. You are eternal. You are placed over a race you made. All these increase because of my seed, and you know it is placed in generation. But they are from other races. They are different. They are placed over other races. They are placed in life. You are Merotheos. I praise its power given to me. You who made the masculinities that really are 3 times male, who were divided into 5, who were given to us in triple power, who were conceived without generation, who came forth from the superior, and for the inferior entered the mist. You are a parent through a parent, a word from a command. We praise you, triple male. You have unified them all through them all. You have empowered us. You came into being from one you left. You have come to one. You have saved, you have saved, you have saved us. You are who crowned and crowned. We praise you eternally. We praise you, we who are saved. We who are perfect beings, who are perfect because of you, who have become perfect with you. You who are complete, who are perfect through all these, who are everywhere similar. Triple male, you have stood. You were first to stand. You have been divided everywhere. You have remained one. Whomever you wish to have saved, and you wish that all those who worthy be saved. You are perfect. You are perfect. You are perfect. The second stele of Seth. Great is the first eternal realm, male version Barbello, the first glory of the invisible Father. You, who are called perfect, first saw that the one who really pre-exists is not. From that one, and through it, you have come into being, first and forever. You, who are non-existent from one, the indivisible, triple power. You are a triple power. You are a great one from a pure one. You are a superior one, first shadow of the Holy Father, light from light. We praise you, maker of perfection, donor of eternal realms. You saw that those who are eternal are from a shadow. You have conferred multiplicity. You have found and remained one, while still conferring multiplicity through division. You are a threefold replication. Truly, you are replicated 3 times. You are one of the one, and you are from its shadow. You are hidden. You are a world of knowledge. You know that those who are of the one are from shadow, and they are yours and your heart. Because of them you made the eternal be. You made divinity live. you made knowledge good. In blessedness you made the shadows, flowing from the one. You made one in understanding. You made another in creation. You made the equal and the unequal, the similar and the different. You have empowered in generation and formation by that which is to others. You have given these strength, hidden in the heart, and you came forth to them and from them. You are divided among them and become a great male, first appearing mind. Father God, divine child, maker of multiplicity and dividing all those who really are, you reveal to them all a word. You possess them all without birth, eternally, imperishably. Because of you, salvation has come to us. From you comes salvation. You are wisdom. You are knowledge. You are truth. Because of you is life. From you life. Because of you is mind. From you mind. You are mind. You are a world of truth. You are a triple power. You are a threefold replication. Truly, you are replicated 3 times, the eternal realm of eternal realms. You alone see purely the first, undying, unborn ones, and the first divisions as you were divided. Unify us as you were united. Teach us what you see. Give us strength so we may be saved to eternal life. We are a shadow of you, as you are a shadow of that first pre-existent one. Hear us first. We are eternal. Hear us as perfect beings. You are the eternal realm of eternal realms, the all-perfect one who was established. You have heard. You have heard. You have saved. You have saved. We give thanks. We praise always. We shall glorify you. The third still of Seth. We rejoice, we rejoice, we rejoice. We saw what really pre-exists, that it really is, and is the first eternal one. You unborn, from you come the eternal realms, and the eternal ones, the all-perfect ones, who are established, and the perfect beings. We praise you, non-being. Reality before realities, first being before beings, Father of divinity and life, Creator of mind, donor of goodness, donor of blessedness. We all praise you, you who know, with glorifying praise, you, because of whom all these are, who know yourself through yourself alone. There is nothing active prior to you. You are spirit, alone and living. You know the one, that we cannot speak of this one, which is yours everywhere. Your light enlightens us. Command us to see you, so we may be saved. Knowledge of you is our salvation. Command. If you command, we have been saved. Truly, we are saved. We have seen you through mind. You are all these, and save them all. You who will not be saved nor have been saved by them. You have commanded us. You are one. You are one. As one might tell you, you are one. You are a single living spirit. How shall we give you a name? We have none. You are their existence. You are their life. You are their mind. In you they rejoice. You ordered them saved through your word, the single glory at the fore. O hidden one, bless Senaan, who conceived himself, Asanias, Mephnius, Optaon, Elamaeon, the great power, Ammoniar, Nebarius, Kindophoros, Aphrodon, Diophnius, you who are my Armadon, you generator of powers, Thalanthius, Antitheus, you are in you, you are before you, and after you none have come to act. How shall we praise you? We cannot, but we thank you, we who are inferior. For you commanded us, you who are our superior, to glorify you as best we can. We praise you because we are saved, and we always glorify you. Now we shall glorify you that we be saved, to eternal salvation. We have praised you, for we can. We have been saved. You always wished us to do it. We have done it. Whoever remembers these and always glorifies will be perfect among the perfect and free of suffering beyond all things. They all praise these, individually and collectively, and afterward they will be silent. As assigned, they ascend. After silence, they descend from the third. They praise the second, and afterward the first. The way of ascent is the way of descent. So understand, as those who are alive, that you have succeeded. You have taught yourselves about things infinite. Marvel at the truth within them and at the revelation.